Foul call. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know, when you go to a beer festival, there's an art to really tasting beer. What we like to recommend is that you start with what we call session beers. Session beers are beers that you're not afraid to have if you want to have more than one. And those would be your lighter beers, again, beers with a lower alcohol by volume level. I would suggest you look at maybe some of the wheats, some of the Hefeweizens, and again, the lagers, light lagers as well. The great part about a beer show is that the vendors are usually pretty knowledgeable. Many times they're representatives from the particular companies. They may be the brewers themselves, or they may be company reps, and they have the information. They'll tell you about the beer. They'll tell you the history of the beer. They'll tell you flavor profiles, and you can identify for yourself whether it's something you'd like to try or not.
As far as session beers goes, they're really going to be what most people want to drink. That's why they're called session beers. And that's pretty much what I key on at the Ton Tavern, is drinkability. However, to keep people interested, you got to make those unique and wild beers. I make a barley wine that's cask conditioned in Jack Daniel's barrels. I have a 15% Belgian ale that is aging in wood right now.
It used to be that spring and summertime, you'd see maybe the light lagers or the Hefeweizens, but that's changing. The darker beers, porters and stouts, you're seeing them 12 months now, and people are starting to realize that dark beers aren't necessarily heavy beers. A beer such as Guinness, for example, which is maybe the standard stout in the world, is only about 4.2% alcohol by volume. And compare that to a Coors Light, and they're virtually identical.
Our special beer we're pouring today would be our Sterling ESB. It's a double dry hopped ESB with over 2 pounds of hops per barrel. So it has a unique and robust hop character.
So again, what we're seeing here today is virtually everything. Beers from all over the country and literally all over the world. We've got our share of Belgian Trappist ales. Who doesn't like a good Chimay? Well, we've got all 3 flavors, red, white, and blue. Just a tremendous lineup of beverages here, from the craft brewers, from the large brewers as well. And that's something you don't see. A lot of times at festivals, you just see the micro brewer. No, we're represented by the big 3 as well.
I think here in New Jersey, we're a little bit behind the curve as far as the West Coast goes and the number of different beers that you can try. But it's going to get better. So you may have to go a little bit farther to seek out those interesting and new beers that you want to try. But I think it's well worth looking for.
But we're here to celebrate beer. It's called the Celebration of the Suds. We're celebrating beer, and that's why we're here.